Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. The Wheel of Fortune. Things are finally turning in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune says that lately you may have felt, kind of like you're at the bottom of the wheel, between the rubber and the road. Things are turning around for you. This is the card of increase. This is the card of abundance. This is the card of prosperity, of good luck, fame, and fortune. This is the card of divine timing. This is Spirit's wristwatch. This is the cosmic timepiece. All right? I think it's Cancer o'clock here. Let's put this card into some context. Yeah, this is a wonderful way to begin a reading. Let's see what else we got going on. A Four of Cups. Okay. A Nine of Wands. A Princess of Wands. A Two of Pentacles. A Two of Cups. Aha. I like what we're seeing here. I think that you have earned your repose here. You have put in the work. You have overcome. I hate to use the word survive, but you have survived. It's not all you are, right? But you have endured hardship. And you've put in the work. And now you're getting your rewards. We have a Six of Swords. A Princess of Swords. Very good. A Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Very, very nice. You finally believe in yourself, don't you? I feel like you finally believe that you're capable. I think you finally believe that you've done it. You believe that you deserve success. I think now you believe that you are successful. All right. I like what we see. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown, and we're going to set it down right here with Bubo, our mechanical owl, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together. Right? Now, looking around the room, where's our major arcana? We only have one right in the middle. The Wheel of Fortune. That's the only one we have. That is what Spirit wants you to recognize. That's what Spirit wants you to focus on. That's what Spirit wants you to pay attention to. How that wheel keeps on turning. Yeah. How the situations that you've endured, all of the strength that you've had to muster is paying off. You're getting around to the top of the wheel now. Okay? It's your time to shine. Things are increasing. Things are going up and up and up for you. Okay? To the point where, by the end of it all, you're going to realize, you're going to admit, you're going to have to acknowledge that, hey, you did it. Right? This is when we sort of end with this belief in ourselves. Right now, we might be pinching ourselves, saying, is this real? Are things really getting better? I kind of feel with that Four of Cups that you're trying not to get too excited. You're trying not to get your hopes up about the way the wheel seems to be turning now. And you're trying not to get so excited, so super, just, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to see if it keeps going before I before I decide anything, before I do anything different, or before I let myself really enjoy it. See, the Four of Cups is luxury. And the last thing we want is to indulge in the good feelings and have it be false, have it be an illusion, have it be very temporary, right? So this is a Four of Cups. It's saying, I'm not going to decide how I feel about it. I'm not going to jump for joy. I'm not going to celebrate. We're not popping the champagne bottles yet, right? But Spirit's saying, you're going to be. And you need to be. You should. But the way you operate, I think, Cancer, is that you're saying, I don't want to get my hopes up and then just have them be dashed, right? But the Four, like I said, the Four of Cups is luxury. And so I think that you're reaching a level of success in your life where you're going to have more of the good things in life. I think you're somebody that likes the good things. Yeah. You've worked hard for them. Spirit's trying to get you to enjoy them, right? Loosen up a little bit. Have a good time. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Yeah. So we've got this, and this is Jupiter energy. This is just, it's raining money on you with this card, right? It's expanding, your opportunities are expanding, your horizons are expanding, doors are opening, green lights are forming for you. But you're still in that sort of hesitant energy where you're just like, I'm not yet ready to fully embrace it because, well, I'm just not sure if it's real yet. It's like we're not quite sure if we're gonna just dive on in and love it. But that's what we see in the future position, Two of Cups. You realize that, okay, this is something solid. This is here. I've done it. It's the wheels turned. Yes, this is something that is solid. It's practical. It's real. And the 2 plus the 4, well, that gives us the 6. That goes beyond just luxury. The luxury that we really love is what creates pleasure. 6 of Cups, it's a card called pleasure, right? This is luxury, this is love. Put them together, you get luxury. You get pleasure, excuse me. So it's a satisfaction. You're not going to be satisfied yet. You're not going to let yourself fully love this and accept it and embrace it and bond with it and accept it into your life as something real yet until you put it to the test, until you give it a few days and make sure it's not going to fall apart. Then you're going to embrace it, and then you're allowing yourself to be satisfied, right? And that seems like a very cautious energy. Now, let's keep looking around. We have fire. We do have our water and our water. We've got 2 fires, yeah. And we've got our 2 waters. We've got our 3 air cards, and we've got a couple of earth cards. So you're a little heavy on the thinking, but I think that's par for the course. The fire that we see here is what is giving way to the earth and the water, right? And the earth here too, to the reality, the manifestation. Your dreams coming true. Your desires are becoming, tangible realities. But your mind, the mental energy, is saying, I'm not going to buy into it yet. I want to believe. It feels good, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to write the checks yet. I'm not going to spend the money until I actually have it and I can see it and it's here and it's real. The Princess of Wands in the background, yesterday's energy. I feel like you took a big risk in your life. Like you did something that was a gamble, right? You're sort of dancing with the tiger here. Spirit showed me some kind of a golden, I don't know if it's a locket, it's some sort of a medallion or something that you wear. It's like it's circle kind of thing. It's gold. I don't know if there's a picture in it or if it's like one of those saint medallions or something, but it's some kind of a thing anyway. But the beginning of this was a big risk for you. It was a gamble. I think that you did something rather risky. It was dangerous. It was it was the beginning of a new project, or you took a new job, or you moved somewhere, or you just went off on your own journey somewhere. And maybe there was part of you that said, this is foolish. I can't believe I'm doing this. Maybe it was a little impulsive. It was risky, but it wasn't reckless, right? It was a calculated risk. It may have felt that you had no choice, okay? But you did this scary thing. You overcame your fear of loss, your fear of the unknown, your fear of uncertainty, your fear of whatever the future is going to hold for me, right? Your fear of doing this big thing, this big scary thing, but you did it. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying, it worked. The success, you accomplished it. Okay? That your big risk is paying off. Right? This is then becomes the return on your investment, becomes the dividends or whatever. Right? I think you did something that is kind of out of character for you. You took a chance on yourself, really. And maybe it was a new business, you started a new project, or you left your job and you went somewhere else, or whatever it was. Whatever it was. It worked. Right. And I think that the Four of Cups is the good feeling. It's kind of like, I want to feel that it worked. I want to feel proud of myself. I want to feel the luxury and the pleasure of it. I want to feel that good, satisfying feeling, of having done something risky and having it actually work out. It feels good. And I want to feel that. But I feel like you're kind of nervous about allowing yourself to feel it, right? The Nine of Wands underneath everything, you are a much stronger person than you give yourself credit for. Much stronger person. Spirit's showing me some kind of a handwritten letter that has some sort of, I don't know if it's got perfume in it or cologne or something, but it's like it has an aroma to it, the paper, the letter. I don't know if it's somebody sent you something or it's something that you sent somebody else at one point. I don't know the relevance of that, but it's something that Spirit's showing me right now. You're a much stronger person than you give yourself credit for. This is the Nine of Wands. This is a card of resilience, a card of strength. And it kind of says that when you have a purpose in life, there is nothing you cannot do. Nothing will stop you when you're driven by this sense of purpose. That's why the sun and the moon are connected. When you are connected consciously with that unconscious drive, that unconscious purpose, whatever it is inside of you that your soul is trying to express through you, that's where strength comes from. Being in touch with your emotions, being in touch with your unconscious, being in touch with your interior world, being in touch with spirit. That's where strength comes from. Okay? And I think you have overcome a lot in your life. You've overcome, maybe there was a medical thing that you went through when you were a kid. I feel like you had to work your way back to something. Maybe it was some kind of like physical rehabilitation or something like this. Like you kind of had to learn to do things over again. Is that right? I feel like you're very in touch with the runes. You cast runes or something, or you know a lot about the runes, or that you should be pursuing knowledge in that area. Okay. The Two of Pentacles up at the top here is change, harmonious change. It's kind of like it looks like things are getting better. It looks like things are going your way now. But we're not yet ready to just embrace it and love it and accept it as reality, as truth. Not quite ready to fully be like open to it, right? Because the Two of Pentacles is change. It is the appearance of change. It looks like something's getting better, okay? And to me, it looks like what you've been trying to do is working out. This big gamble that you've taken, things are starting to go your way. It looks like things are on the up. It looks like the wheel is turning in your favor. But the way you look at it, it's like, okay, but it appears that way. but I want to wait to see what it really is. It's kind of like with the stock markets going up and down and all this stuff, and you're just thinking, well, I'm not going to feel so certain about it yet. Let's give it some time. Let's see what it does. Is it going to keep going up? Is it going to drop? Is it going to stabilize? Let's just watch it for a minute and see what it does, right? You're not going to be betrayed by your feelings. You're not going to you're not going to drop everything. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I love it so much. Yes, 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 finally. No, you're trying to be a little stoic. You're trying to just be like, okay, I want it, it feels good, but I want to see what happens. Yeah, and I think that's very smart. And so you're going to watch the change. You're going to watch how things progress, and I think as time goes on, you're going to feel more and more like this is love, baby. This is the truth. This is real. And you're going to allow yourself to feel the pleasure, feel the satisfaction, pat yourself on the back, lay in the hot tub, smoke the cigar, and drink the champagne or whatever people do. It worked, right? The risk that you took is paying off. It was successful. Yeah. So love, this is the energy that you're looking at. You want to love it. You want to be totally committed to it. You want to embrace it and welcome it into the family, sort of thing, But you got to test it first. You got to watch it and see what it does. My wife and I, she does tea leaf readings over at Ula Tea Leaf Readings. We've been watching The Sopranos lately. I saw it a long time ago. She's never seen the whole show all the way through, so we're watching it together. And it kind of reminds me of that energy a little bit, where it's just like someone new to the family, and it's like, okay, it seems like this is good. It seems like it's a good fit, but we gotta watch them for a little bit. It's kind of like you're putting this thing on a little bit of a trial period, a little bit of a probationary period, to see if it's really going to be, someone to welcome into the family. Now, maybe it is a relationship. Maybe it is a person. Maybe it is a love, And maybe you took a chance on a relationship, and it seems like things are going really, really great, but you're just saying, okay, I'm not ready to seal the deal yet. I want to wait and see what really happens. I want to let it sort of, I want to let it play out a little bit further. And maybe the fire and earth here that we see is kind of like testing the situation a little bit. We gotta test it to see if it can hold water. We gotta put things into a little bit of a stressful situation, see how it reacts. You build a raft. You don't just run and jump on the ocean and start sailing away. No, you test it first to make sure it's seaworthy. Make sure there's no holes. You make sure everything's, okay, it seems good, but let's watch it for a little bit. Make sure it doesn't sink, And then once you're convinced, then you say, okay, that's it. It's real love. This is authentic. This is real. This is solid, stable. This is true. Yeah. And we're able to move forward. So this could be a relationship with you. It could be a love in that way. Yeah. And that would vibe with our Four of Cups too, because the Four of Cups kind of like saying, my heart's still a little bit closed. I'm still a little bit protective. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment. Fool me once, But I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to see if this is really, it feels serendipitous. It feels like there's some synchronicity here. It feels like you're in tune and everything seems good, looks good. But I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to suspend judgment until I don't know what you're waiting for though. Like, what is the evidence going to be, Let's talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. You have a connection with the ocean. I know that's stereotype for Cancer. You're a water sign, but I feel like you either live by the ocean or you did, or that's one of your sort of power spots in the world, or is by oceans, not lakes, but oceans. Yeah. Six of Swords is your general energy. And this is a very sort of controlled, mindful, stoic, really, perspective. Now, you're looking at this thing, and it seems like everything's going according to plan, but you want to make sure. This is an organized, thoughtful, maybe a little bit intellectual energy. I think you're somebody who's generally prefers logic and order and reason over sort of letting your emotions get the best of you, you know. So who's got the limp in your life? Somebody's got a limp, right? I don't think it's the leg. I think it's a hip thing. Yeah. You try not to be moved so much by your feelings, right? You try to give, I think you try to give some weight to how you feel about things, right? But you try to look at things objectively and logically. I think you're I think you probably have a journal, but your handwriting is very neat. You try to make your handwriting it's not always neat, but you try to make it look nice, you know. I think you like to file things. You like to have binders for different subjects. You like to have dividers. You like to have all your paper clips in one little cup and all your thumbtacks in another little cup, you know. I think you like that. I think that you, when you were a kid, you used to do a lot of calligraphy, right? Or you liked stationery, right? Pens and paper and that sort of thing when you were a kid, yeah. Maybe you still do. So I feel like it's kind of in a way, it's a blending of left brain and right brain. It's kind of like following our heart, knowing how we feel about something, looking in that direction, but being mindful enough and responsible enough to not just get swept away by our feelings, you know? So it's not that we're not denying our emotions. That's what we're focused on. Your feelings are like paramount, but your mind is there to say, okay, I'm not going to just react emotionally to everything and just rush into everything and all this stuff. I'm going to be smart about it. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to be mindful, right? But I feel like you're looking in the direction of your emotions, and your mind is there to keep things sort of organized and to keep things in perspective and to ask the questions and to sort of hold us back when our heart wants to rush forward. Yeah. So I feel like they're kind of working together, yeah, heart and mind. Now, in the environment, you've got the Princess of Swords. You're asking a lot of questions lately. Yeah. I feel like that's a card that's saying, I've got more to learn, right? You're a lifelong learner. I feel like you really love to read. You love, and maybe like me, you kind of like to organize your books more than read the books, but you're trying to do more of the reading. Yeah. The Princess of Swords, though, is, it's kind of like the Wheel of Fortune's turning in your favor. You realize that there is a certain level of success. Your life is leveled up. You've got all of this luxury and pleasure and love now. Things have really gotten a little better, way better for you. But you're trying to sort of stay on track and say, okay, I've got to keep learning. I've got to keep growing. That's not it. The Four of Cups, the Two of Cups, or combined the Six of Cups, is not the finish line. You don't want to get lazy. You don't want to get complacent. You don't want to be content in there. So the Princess of Swords is always trying to find another plan, another path. Okay, now what do I do? What do I need to learn? How can I grow? How can I move forward? What questions do I need to ask? What skills do I need to learn? Where do I need to improve? How can I do things better? You have to be your own critic. You've got to critique your own work. We get this success here, and we don't want to question spirit, right? It's kind of like you're getting this good thing. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? Just accept it. But you're over here thinking, okay, well, how can I use this? How can I move forward? How can I invest this, perhaps, right? Because you don't want to have to do a risky thing anymore. Now there's sort of a calculation here. The risky thing paid off once, but I don't think we're going to go back here and do another risky thing. I think we're trying to now be smart. We're trying to calculate the way forward. So you're always looking for ways that you can improve. You're always trying to ask the right questions. And I feel like sometimes you sabotage your own joy, right? Because we kind of say something good happens. We say, what's the catch? You know, I don't want to take it. It's kind of like we're refusing to eat the food because, well, it might be poisoned, right? So we have to be careful of that. We've got to be mindful of that. But I think this is a great energy in terms of finding finding ways to continue forward. Yeah. Always learning, always growing, always planning, always working things out, always thinking, right? You're always thinking. But Queen of Pentacles. Sometimes the difficult thing is for us to look back at the long and winding road. See that little road, that path back there? Excuse me. I'm still suffering a little bit from my throat here. The long and winding road is that grueling, challenging path that you had to traverse to get right here, right now. This is the card of looking at the past. Look at the road you traveled. And gosh darn it, be proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Have the cigar and the champagne and the hot tub, whatever. Enjoy it. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Right? Not in an irresponsible or reckless or mindless way, but mindfully. Always knowing that, okay, I want to make sure this is stable and real. I've got to keep thinking about the future. I got to keep going forward. Got to keep, I got to be discerning. I have to be paying attention. This is a mindfulness of the present. And this is the thing, I got to keep my eyes on what I'm doing now, what I need to do. I got to be smart. I got to always be thinking. I got to be responsible, because that's how you create the future, right? By what you're doing right now. The thoughts you're thinking now, that's going to create who you are later. Yeah. But this is also who you are now. But Spirit's asking you to look at the past and realize and kind of admit, acknowledge, recognize how far you've come. Recognize the long and winding road. Yeah. Because in a certain sense, you've made it. It's not the end of the road, but it's a nice place to kind of sit down and admire the view, right? Admire yourself for how far you've come, how much you've overcome, how much you have survived. Okay? And this is in the position of the difficulty for you. It's difficult for you to do that, because you kind of say, well, I'm only as good as my next meal. I'm only as good as my next project. I'm only, what I did yesterday, well, that's yesterday. Yeah. But sometimes we want to reflect on the past. Yeah. And reflecting on this gamble that you took too. And think, look, you did the scary, risky thing, and you did it. It worked. So appreciate that. And then turn and look toward the future. And we get this Ace of Swords. Truth, certainty. Certainty, right? Certainty in this Two of Cups, certainty in this Four of Cups that it's real. If it's a relationship, if it is the rewards, if it is the big promotion or the big offer, the job, whatever, accepting that, yeah, okay, it's real. I've tested it. I thought about it. I know it's real. I'm free. I've now given myself permission to feel good about it and to accept the pleasure, to accept the love of luxury and feel the pleasure of it. And I believe in myself, and I know that I'm doing all the right things for the future, and I know that I'm not being irresponsible. This is clarity of mind. Yeah, this is a certainty. Certainty about right now, certainty about the past, certainty about the future. The mystery card might be the Moon card. Or I think what it's going to be, it'll be a challenge to our certainty. Yeah, let's take a look. Because I feel in all this certainty, it's kind of like, well, that doesn't seem smart. Because if we're certain about everything, then we're going to be caught off guard. If everything is certain, then we're either playing it real safe or we're just oblivious to what's actually going on in the world. So I think this is going to be a card of a little bit of uncertainty. But the Ace of Swords is still true. It's still there. You still have a certainty and a belief in yourself. You still know that this is real, that you've earned this and you deserve this and you can enjoy this. You also have enough certainty to know that the only certainty is uncertainty, right? The only constant is change. So I think this is going to be a card of uncertainty, maybe the Moon card. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. The Temperance card. about balance, about the pressure cooker, right? About the art of life, about how progress is only produced through the uncertainty, through facing the challenges, facing the uncertainty with strength, and pushing through something. Change is only produced by surviving those challenges, by overcoming the obstacles. So it's kind of like, we're aware that, we have to continue putting ourselves in the pressure cooker if we want to continue to grow and make progress. It doesn't mean that we can't enjoy this now, right? But you have this certainty that says the only certainty is that life must move forward, that I must continue on here and do more. Because then what? Then we just get lost in luxury and life becomes meaningless. We too much time spent in a 4 of cups becomes depression. There's only so many hours that we could spend just sitting on the couch doing nothing. Just lounging around in that luxury. So we're looking for another challenge. And I think you believe in yourself. And you're saying, yeah, I want to know how can I grow further? How can I do more? So we're always thinking, always asking questions. I think you have a plan for your life. Maybe a little vague. You may not know all the details or exactly how it's going to go or where it's going to take you. But you've got a plan nonetheless. Yeah. I think this is a very good card. And this is it's also a balance between the water and the air. The luxury and the thinking, the thought, the left and right brain. Well, I'm going to indulge in the luxury. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to have joy and pleasure, and I'm going to be satisfied with what I've accomplished. At the same time, I'm always going to be thinking of what's next and how to do it, and I'm going to be mindful that could be taken away at any time. If we don't prepare for the future, we're going to be caught off guard. So I think this is good. And now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Cancer on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're currently watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.